3, 2, 1. What's up, George? What's going on in the House of Craze tonight?
I'm very excited about today, Sam, because today we have our friend Eddie Lima in the background, and we're going to be talking to him about End of Zed. Plus, we're going to be talking about what more must we do.
Awesome. Let's get it. Oh, that's not it.
Whoa.
We are the only show for independents all around, giving you a platform to spread your word all over town. Catch the Craze is the place to promote to your fans with the dream of Medina and Sam the Crazy Man. Subscribe to our show and never miss an episode. It's time to get your mans, listen to us on the go. Updated every week, we never miss a day. Join the squad, come on in. It's time to catch the Craze. If you are an independent, catch the Craze. Making moves on your own, catch the Craze. On your grind in the streets, catch the Craze. Join the movement, catch the Craze.
Yeah, George, we did it again. Come on now. You know you want to do it. Catch the Craze. Welcome to Catch the Craze podcast. I'm your host with the most, Sam the Crazy Man, Vera, and I am with
George the Dreamer Medina. What's happening, everyone? Welcome to another exciting episode of Catch the Craze. Yay! It is Tuesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You know what time it is. It is time for Catch the Craze. We are here live tonight, Tuesday, November 12th, day after Veterans Day. Big shout out to all the veterans out there. Thank you for your service. We appreciate you all. And we have a great guest tonight, Sam. We have Mr. Eddie Lima, who has been a long-time listener of the show. We appreciate Eddie for coming on, hanging out, and talking to us about his project, The End of Zed. I'm very excited about that. What up, Will? And we're also going to have a topic today. Lou is in the house. We're going to have a topic tonight. We're going to be talking about, what more can we do as
What more can we do? We got to
pack up, Terry. Yeah, everybody's up there. Dan, what up? Gilbert in the house.
Yeah, Price. Nice.
And we're live on Instagram, as you told me right before
we are live on IG. I'm watching us right now. Look at those handsome guys right there. Wow, look at those faces. Wow. So, all right, I'll speak for myself. But,
okay.
Yeah. So what's up? Yeah. Okay. So it works. It looks good. Been waiting for this to happen. I just found out today. I went on my StreamYard today and I hit click to add another. I said, they finally figured it out.
Boy.
What?
No, I just pulled it up.
There it is, baby. There it is. Yeah, man. So if you're watching us on IG or Facebook or YouTube, hit that thumbs up, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't done so already. It is the crew, your boys. Catch the Craze. Let's do this.
Let's do it. So what's going on, Sam? We had a nice little conversation before we came on. 2025 is quickly approaching, and there's going to be a lot of new things going on from us, obviously, and I'm sure everybody watching you. I'm sure you guys have plans for next year, and we'll talk a little bit more about that, I guess, as the year ends, at the year-end review. Maybe we'll do something like that. 2025 is coming. So, but what you do this weekend? Anything crazy going on this weekend? Shows are pretty much done.
Nah, it's funny. I've been trying to get into the Dallas Comic Show because it's like the Big Apple. It's like every 3 months they have it. But they've never answered any of my emails, nothing. Then I got tagged on saying, hey, they got a bunch of openings. I guess a bunch of people didn't build out last minute. And they're like, contact us. And I got tagged to say, hey, would you be, if I was interested. I was like, nah. I said, at this time, I've reached out 5 times, and 5 times I went silent. So now that they need to fill spaces, I said, nah, man, I'm good. So I'm taking the rest of the year off. That's just that's that New Yorker in me, man. But I'm taking the rest of the year off, and then kicking back into high gear next year, and then I'm starting back up with Texoma Comic Con.
Texoma. That's in February, right?
That's in February, and I'll be doing LitCon. Those are the 2 shows that I got confirmed so far. Gotcha. I'm working on another few things right now. I'll definitely be doing College Station again next year. I will be doing Bell County again next year because the Bell County was lit. and I will be doing Denton. Outside of that, so I got 5 for next year so far.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna do Plastic City because that was a good show. If Yonkers Comic Con happens again next year, I'll be doing that. Mex American, they invited me this year. I couldn't make it this year, but they've extended the invitation for next year, so I'll be there in Austin, Texas.
Nice.
So yeah, man, we'll see. I mean, here's the thing though, you have to start booking that stuff now because a lot of the early ones get booked. Wait, right.
Already.
Probably booked already. You're right. They're probably already booked. Yep.
Yeah. But exciting news. If you back the Kickstarter, it got shipped. Yeah. Everything went. So issue number 6 has been shipped. So these are 3 covers. This is cover, I think, 2. This is the variant cover, the Back from Uranus homage to Back to the Future.
I really called it that.
And then Peekaboo ICU. So look in the mail. It's coming. The books have been shipped, so I'm excited about that. I'm working on issue 7 now, thumbnailing. But right now I'm debating. What's this? Let's see some comments. Right now I'm debating whether or not to for the new year to do issue 7 or start the new year with my art book, the Art of Duty book that I've been working on for a while. I have hundreds and hundreds of material to use for the art book, so we'll see which one I decide to go with first, either the art book in March or the issue 7. I'm probably thinking the art book in March and then issue 7 in June, but we'll see.
Yeah. Dan, Austin. That's right, Dan. You're in Austin. Yeah, we'll grab some food, brother.
Yeah.
Oh, shout.
For Staples. I'm waiting for that invite for StapleCon.
Oh yeah, Staples. That's another one in out there.
Yeah, right? Yeah. I'm on the waiting list. I'm waiting. Hang out with Dan. Dan's a good conversationalist. We have
Dan's hilarious. Yeah, Dan, his stories, bro. Like he's hilarious.
We shut down. It was this broke back burger place that we
where we going with this?
It sucked, but the highlight of it was just hanging out with Dan. So
gotcha. Yeah, no, that's cool. Yeah. For those who don't know who Dan Price is, check out his book, Bigfoot Knows Karate. Yeah, check that out. Awesome book. Yeah. But yeah, dude, no, that's awesome, brother. That's awesome. This weekend I'll be up in the Bronx. I'll be hanging out with Dennis Knight at the Bronx Library, where they have a comic book convention this weekend. So I'll be hanging out there. It was a good night, Sam.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I'll be hanging out there. It'll be a good time. And then December, dude, I may be doing one of the Big Apples just to hang out and close out the year. I endorse Dan Price for everything.
That's right. Price for president.
That's right. That's right. Man. Yeah, man. So it's been a fun year, man. It's been a fun year, but it's also been an expensive year with all the traveling I've done.
It's been very, very expensive.
It's been expensive, man. Like I was going out like I was a millionaire, bro.
I want to be a millionaire.
What?
So freaking bad.
It was insane. So I may have to pull it back a little bit, but I do want to go to Texoma because I did have a good time out there with you and meeting Lori Calcaterra. William.
What's
Russell.
up, Raphael in the house?
Raphael, what's going on, my man? Yeah, man, it was a good time. So I'm definitely gonna try to head out there and chill out. But what else we got? Sam, you wanna talk a little bit about what we were gonna talk about today, or you still got more stuff that you got to talk about?
Oh no. I mean, I got some projects coming, but I can't talk about it until the projects are done. So, but yeah, man, I think it is.
Before we even start that, big shout out to us for having our YouTube channels, yours being The Art of Samuel, which I'm sure you're going to have new stuff dropping soon.
Yes.
And my channel, Get Your Meds on YouTube, where I had our guest do a deep dive into his book just last week. So check out some of the episodes there. But yeah, talk a little bit about your channel, Sammy, and then we'll chat about mine and we'll get into it.
Yeah, man. So if you haven't seen The Art of Samuel, here's a reason why you need to check it out. Yeah, man. All right. So
enough said. Enough said.
Man. Head over to the Art of Samuel on YouTube and subscribe if you haven't done so already. What are you acting up for? So,
who's acting up? What happened? What happened? Who's acting up online, bro?
I don't know. People.
You
know those peoples, man.
Oh,
I can't even find it. If I gotta figure that out. But
what are you looking for?
I'm trying to figure out on my Instagram for Catch the Craze how to see the live on the IG on my phone, but I don't see it.
Just it'll be the first thing at the top. So like, if
I don't see it.
You see how you're live right there. Look at my screen.
Yeah, I see it there, but not on my actual account. No, it doesn't even come up on mine.
That's different.
Bloody hell. It's a conspiracy, bro. conspiracy. Let's see. Let's do it again. Yeah, it doesn't show up. But anyway, all right, whatever. I wanted to see because I don't know if
Carrie, yeah, you need to check some of that stuff off. Definitely check out some of the episodes that I already have up there. I've had a few other guys. Sammy's gonna come on. We're gonna talk duty live on my channel one of these days. Definitely, dude. Let's do it.
Definitely, let's do it.
We can do it.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. So I think it's time to get your meds. Now that I can't figure that out, but let's do it.
It's time for your medicine.
What more can I do? What's up with that, bro? What are we talking about?
What can we do? Okay, so as creators, right? We have our comics, and we go to these conventions. We want to just promote our comics, and we want to tell people this is what we do, this is what we have. We have a story, help us out. But it gets frustrating when people walk by and be like, "Yeah, do you have a website?" Oh, wait, now I'll come back. I'm just doing my rounds. I'll be right back. And they give you a million reasons why they're not picking up your book.
Right.
What more can we do to entice them to buy your book? Or maybe just to make a few more dollars at these conventions to help you produce the next book that you're doing? Well, what are your thoughts?
Twerk.
Oh.
work.
We went there. You want to hoe it out. All right.
Get on the table.
You do what you do, dog. No judgment here, my friend. No judgment here. You do what you got to do.
Oh, damn. Oh, man. YMCA. But wow. I don't know. I think you got to adjust to the trend. Unfortunately, you got to be a salesman. When you're at a convention, that's when you have to you're not the artist anymore. You're not the writer. You're actually a salesman, and you have to bring your salesman hat on. So you have to read the room. What's happening? Look at what's happening at the other tables. Look at what's attracting the people to these tables. Listen to some of the pitches, right? And adjust your game based on what's happening on the field, right? And I think that's what it is that, when you're at an event, it's case by case. Every show is different. And you got to see what's attracting them. This is why when you come over to my booth, there's something for everybody. I have my kids' books. I have my comic book, the graphic novels. I have prose. I have pinups. I have stickers. I have pins, right? So I have trading cards, prints. So I try to have something for everybody because I know not everybody's gonna be a comic book fan, but they're an art fan. I know everybody are gonna be tchotchke fans. They like the little trinkets, right? I know people who are sticker fans. They just love stickers, right? So I try to make sure that I am at least engaging as many people as possible to introduce them to my character. So I think you just gotta adjust based on the market.
Yeah. Let's see what we got. What are some of the comments here? I have what did Carrie say? Let me miss from the start.
We had a timer on it.
What did Carrie said? Oh, well, Raphael said you hit him with the inflatable buyback, but Carrie said I had a year's worth of scripts written to better revise and think how they might be adjusted to the times. And I agree with you, Sam. Like obviously at conventions, you got to think outside the box. You got to, anything that will get them to the table. I use the spinning wheel. I use a spinner to get them over there. But I think even outside of the conventions, right? Use your skills. If you're an artist, maybe do a couple of covers. You know what I'm saying? If you're a writer, offer your writing services. If you're a letterer, offer some lettering, offer some coloring, or offer some of these things just to help you out with the cost of all of that stuff. So what more can you do? The spin is fun, man. It is. It's a good time.
Yeah.
But I think you have to kind of like use everything you have. You made a joke about twerking. Essentially, is what you're doing, right? You making it work. You gotta work it, man. You gotta work. If you're an artist, and I don't say commit yourself to drawing somebody else's book, but a cover. You could do a cover.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
I mean, you're going to see in 2025 that I have projects with other creatives and publishers where I'm exposing my brand with their brand, and I'm doing crossovers. So some projects coming out next year. Shotsky was actually
see, the more you know, you learn things on Catch the Craze, bro. You learn things on Catch the Craze.
I wouldn't even been able. I would think that word was either like German or French. I wouldn't even understand how to pronounce.
Right, if you saw TCH, right? You were like with
Tekashi 69. I don't know what the hell that is.
What is that?
I don't even know what that is.
But yeah, no. So yeah, next year, obviously, Sam.
I got some projects that's gonna expose me to other audiences that would not have seen my stuff, right? And so I'm working behind the scenes on a lot of that stuff now.
Yeah. Look at Carrie's comment. It's good here. Wait, no, you're missing comments, dog.
Oh my God, they're going faster than I can catch up.
You can't even catch up. I just learned
that my bro-in-law has a 3D printer and started a process of what might be added to my display. I mean, there you go.
Do more.
I can write a story at a drop of an ad and word phrase. It's my gimmick, or just what I like to do. Yeah.
And Raph, a big shout out to Raph, because he's got a podcast, and he's got a show, basically, Bitten Apple TV, that he's been doing for years, dude. For a very long time. He's been a big supporter of the indie world, and he's talented, bro. You definitely should use some of those video editing skills. You know what I mean? Because he does. He has some serious video editing skills. I mean, the voice itself, you should do voiceovers, bro. Like, his voice is ridiculous.
Yeah.
So we got to use our skills, man. Whatever, we are all creative individuals. We all have things that we can do outside of the projects that we create. Now, it doesn't mean it takes away from what you're doing. Continue to put your books out there and continue to do your books. But use some of that. You know what I mean? I'm about to make a name for myself in the 25. There you go, baby. Yeah. Man, that's what it is. That's what it is.
Yeah, it's we were just talking offline. Unfortunately, it's a circus, right? It's the road show, right? And what do you got to do? I think George and I, we have, right? We were reflecting on the year, right? Yeah, what worked, what didn't work, what do we need to do differently for next year, right? So I'm changing my approach to the game next year, right? I'm being very picky about a lot of things.
There you go, Raph. That's what I'm talking about. You've been getting voiceovers. Do it, dude. Do it.
Yeah. And so I think you got to be selective. You got to be strategic. You have to be adaptable. Right. I think
it's huge.
It's huge, right? You can't just be single-minded and think you got the game unlocked. And it's, because if you go to conventions, you see that people who had lines years ago in their heyday don't have those lines anymore, right? So it's like the audience has changed.
Absolutely.
Right. So you have to change with the audience, and that's the unfortunate. And it's expensive. Right, it's going to cost, right, and it's going to cost you time, right, and it's going to cost you money, but it'll pay off in the long run the more you grind. And I'm finding that because I'm singularly focused on a brand, which is Duty, is my brand, that I'm attracting the types of people I want to do crossovers with, the type of publishers I want to do some work with, right? So, and that's what I'm saying is like, look at the long game, not the short game, and then adapt to what's happening, and then just stay focused, stay committed. What do you want to stand for? What do you want to be known for? Just go out there.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. Raph says you adapt, you move forward, you pay for the dream.
Yeah,
that's a t-shirt, dog. But no, to your point, dude. Like, I think that early on, you said, all right, I'm not going to do anything else but promote Duty. That was early on. I mean, I've known you for years, Sam. I know you have other properties that you've been working on, that you produced. But Duty has been the one that you say, you know what, I'm gonna put all these aside and I'm gonna work this one. I'm gonna work this one until, and it helps that you are the artist on the book, and you don't have to pay anybody to draw anything. You do it all.
Yeah.
And so when you're an artist, I think that when you're an artist and you do have a project or something that you want to promote, just commit to it. Commit to that. commit to that. Because as a writer, for me, you know, obviously I have stories. I have Wonder Duck. I have Russ. I'm doing, you know, the Shameless Plug next year and stuff like that. So I have different stories that I'm coming out with. And that's a different approach. Everybody's got a different approach. That's my approach. My thing is graphic novels. I want to do graphic novels. I want to have a graphic novel. And I want to put one out just about every year, man, because the ideas just keep coming out. And hopefully, you never know which one's going to hit or whatever. But that's my approach, right? And so when we were talking before you know, sometimes we want to have a lot more of that, a lot of more control over what we're doing. Because that's important too. You know what I mean? How much control you have over your properties. And making sure that you have say in what you're doing, you know. So yeah, man. No, it's what do we do? What can we do? What more can we do? It's just utilizing your skills and, you know, thinking back and saying, hey man, what should I focus on? You know, what should I commit myself to? What's Raph saying here? I wish I was the artist and the writer. Makes my life easier, but you go with the flow and take your time. There is no race unless there's a deadline. Yeah.
So man, like I got a project that I'm working on, right, where I get to tell Herman's story, right?
There you go.
And you know, everyone know, if you known from back in the days, I have a Herman story ready, right? So it's called Coming to America. It's how he was abducted from Mexico and brought into the U.S. and part of a puppy mill or whatever. And so I get to tell his story, right, and introduce another audience, you know, and it's part of a crossover project that I'm working on, which ties into Disney and My Toilet series, right? So it's for me, anything that I do has to circle back to Disney and My Toilet, to the property, to duty,
right?
You know, and so that's what so for me, I'm being very selective on what I do, because I you know, I want to bring all those worlds merging into one location. And I get to tell, because in Duty's Monsters, I got Gorf in there, right? And I love Cosmic Wars that I created back in the days. It was very successful when I did it. But I get to tell Gorf's story, right? Introduce another character to the world. So I get to play with my characters, even though I don't have the time to draw all these different titles. I get to bring those characters into the universe because they're all aliens.
Yeah, no, and that's the beauty. That's the beauty of having a bunch of characters. Like even in some of the, like in that Shameless Plug story I'm working on, the kids in the story, you know, play with Wonder Duck action figures. You know what I mean? You incorporate your stuff and you kind of meld it all into one thing. And that's what you do, you know. Speaking of cons, do you guys have more cons this year? No. So I mean, I'll probably be at the Raph, you'll probably be there next week. I'm going to be, I just mentioned, I'm going to be at the Bronx Library next weekend on Saturday from 11 to 6. So if you're there, we'll hang out. But yeah, and then maybe in December, I'll probably do a Big Apple one or something.
No, I took the rest of the year off. I just packed up the Kickstarter, sent that out. I'm working on a project for a crossover project that I'm doing, and then I'll be working on issue 7. I already started thumbnailing issue 7, so that's so I'm just inking and coloring a project that I'm doing, and but I don't kick in until January or February.
Kerry, where are you going? What's your one more convention? What's yours? If you want to put it in the chat. But yeah, dude, I think that's what it is. We got Dennis Knight there with a yeah, that's it. The one that Dennis Knight will be there. We're gonna be talking about writing, creative writing. That's gonna be the one. Yeah, so I'll be there checking it out, supporting Dennis Knight. Dennis Knight is an incredible writer, by the way, guys. So if you don't follow him on social media, check him out.
Word.
But yeah, dog, that's what it is. Doing more. Ogden Christmas Con. Oh, that's cool. Nice.
Yeah, you know, it's funny. There's a lot of next year I'll be doing a lot of art shows versus Comic Cons. There's a lot of art events where I'll be outside with a tent, which are big events with thousands of people. So I'm trying something. I'm gonna be trying a lot of new stuff next year. A lot of small shows.
Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna do a lot more one-day shows and local shows versus the traveling and hotel stuff.
Yeah.
Because last year I did 14 conventions, and of the 14, I think 10 of them I stood at a hotel. So
I like those though, man. I like that little. It's like a little getaway, bro.
Yeah.
I do like those. You know what I mean? But yeah, now they do get expensive though. Hey, yo, what up, Pops?
What's up, Pops? Into his house. Yeah. So you know, I want to keep myself busy, just producing.
Dante's been trying to get, you know, the meds, but you know what it is, Dante. I got it. You know, it's not the kind of meds you want, dog.
Dante's peak.
Dante's hilarious.
He said Jorsey.
What was that kid? Horsey.
Jorsey.
Hey, all right. Well, listen. That's the top. That was the topic. What are you guys doing? What more are you guys doing for next year? Put it in the chat. If you're watching it on the replay, throw it in the chat. If you're watching it now, what are you guys going to be doing more for next year on your end? And I know we got Eddie. Eddie's in the house.
Eddie's in the house. He's waiting. He's chomping at the bits. But before we bring him in, it is a pain meds. My fingers are not working well. Pain meds. Fingers.
Oh, damn, dog.
No bueno. No bueno.
What am I doing is a better question. Nice.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So before we bring Eddie in, we have a nice little promo to play. Let's see, where is it? There it is. End of Zed. Let's play this. Boom.
My name is Eddie Lima, and I'm the creator of End of Zed, a project I've been working on for years. The story follows a robot who crash lands in the Bronx in 1982, severely damaged and with no memory, as he navigates one of the city's most turbulent times, shaped by the rise of the crack epidemic. He also discovers the powerful, positive force of hip-hop.
Where am I? Party people, are we ready? 3, 2, 1.
End of Zed isn't just another comic. It fuses the rebellious energy of New York City with a gripping dystopian narrative. This story delivers visually striking action and powerful themes. If you're into bold, unapologetic storytelling, then the End of Zed is for you. By backing this project, you're not only helping bring Zed's story to life, but you'll gain access to exclusive rewards. I can't wait for all of you to experience Zed's world. Back my project today and become part of this amazing journey.
That's it. Show's over, bro. We can end it like this. We can end it on that.
I know, man. He's like, he's coming in with the production value. Look at the backdrop. What's up, Eddie?
I made it. Well, listen, if you look at that Kickstarter, it's actually gone. Why? Because all of that was a ruse, man. I did that all just to hang out with you guys. Because you guys are the cool guys. So if I didn't do anything like this, you wouldn't hang out with me. So I'm going to enjoy this next couple of minutes with you. And then that was it. The biggest heist of the year, I kind of think. Thanks for having me, guys. Really appreciate it. Thank you.
Dude, thank you for coming on, bro.
Yes. I got to tell you, you're going to hear... I'm going to ask a lot of questions. I'm sorry. The shows that are dear to me and I love, I'm going to ask you guys a lot of questions. So, at times it's going to seem as though I'm interviewing you, interviewing you.
I love it. I love it. It's about time to face to the I like it. That is dope. Hi, Eddie. Look at it.
Hey.
You did it, Eddie.
Oh, Ralph's here, huh? Oh my gosh.
Badass trailer and concept. Dude, that trailer, I'm telling you, that trailer is
fire, bro. You make me want to work. I swear. And when you said it to me a week ago, I was looking at it, I was like, damn, man. That's the stuff that inspires me, right? It's like when I see the stuff that other creators are doing. So shout out, kudos to you. I was like, yo, I got to get back in there and grind. I was like, yo.
And the voiceover wasn't that bad. I mean, I'm no written Ralph.
The voiceover was legit.
My voice is like written Ralph. He is.
None of us are. None of us are, Eddie. None of us
He's
are.
the Luther Vandross of the indie scene.
What are you talking about? Me.
Oh, well, there you go. Here it goes.
No, Eddie. Don't encourage that foolishness. No.
Well, I have a prediction. I'm gonna make Sam sing 5 songs before the night's over. I'm gonna trick him into it. Okay. Right. Like this, for example.
To rock around. That's right.
One. Okay, one. So, I'll tell you, George. I got to tell you, this Kickstarter, man. I was afraid. And I was petrified, At first I was afraid, and then I was petrified.
Yes.
But then I said I will survive.
I know what you're trying to
Go ahead, Sam.
No, man.
All right.
Just my throw was out.
You can see he wanted to sing "I'll Survive," man. He was like,
I wasn't about to.
I gotta do it. I gotta do it.
Okay, before the night's over, 4 more.
Four more.
Oh,
Adiba said I'm about to love me some End of Zed. End of Zed, man. Listen. You have done an incredible job putting this thing together. The artwork is amazing, dude. I mean, the concept is off the hook. Anybody who's a fan of hip hop, and even if you're not, just that little robot, dude. The first time I saw that little robot, I was like, that is dope. That is dope.
Appreciate it, man. Absolutely. No, it's many years of work
Pops.
to where we are now, Excellent. Appreciate that. I mean, many years, and I'm going to have to tell you guys something. This is where you guys are going to have to take out the tissue papers because you might get a little emotional right now. All right, might get a little emotional. No song for emotion. There you go. Go ahead, Sam. Finish it.
Go ahead.
He can't help himself.
No, but in all seriousness, when I first knew that I had a movie script, all of this is a movie script, and what I did was, yes, still on Kickstarter. Yep.
Link is in the chat.
Link is in the chat. I'll put it in again. There you go. Come on.
So this was originally like a movie script, and I knew I'm gonna have to transfer it into something, and it really lent well to a comic book. And at that stage, it's okay. Let me start getting into the scene. Let me see who's who in this scene. And you guys were the first show that I found. And so what I would do is I would listen to you guys as I'm creating and working. As you guys know, as creators, you get writer's block, or you may get a creative drawing block. But you guys pushed me through, and I wasn't even. I was listening to you months before I even got on, And so the inspiration on your show, listening to Ralph, another show. I don't know if you know Lorenzo and Marcus, the Indie Review show. That's a really big one. I mean, those dudes. Okay. I spent my Wednesday night with them, Tuesday night with you, and it's like. But no, it was interesting because as time went on, I started kind of branching into more what you guys were doing, Certainly the Rust book was certainly an inspiration.
Thank you, man.
Especially after, and I'm looking at this stuff without you guys even knowing me, and then of course Sam and the way he, puts together and how serious he is and doing his shows and putting together the display. So I got to tell you, very inspirational. And that's why I'm a little, my hair's standing up here because I didn't think I'd be here. Honestly,
Eddie,
man,
let me tell you, the first time I met you, I was doing a book signing in Yonkers.
True, Lupans.
And you walked into the store, and I swear to God, you just happened to walk in with one of my cousins, and I was like, is he one of our cousins over here? Like, what? I had no idea who you were. I was like, who? I thought, were you dating my cousin? I had no idea. And then you're like, I'm Eddie. Right. I was like, what? Because talking about putting the face to what you're looking at, you just never know who you're meeting, behind
you were expecting like a robot helmet or something like that.
I was expecting a robot. I'm like, what are you? I ran into Eddie's concepts and had to track him down and make sure he came on my show because I wanted to show this off. It's so true, dude. It's so true. You've done an incredible job with the design and everything like that. But tell us a little bit about your background, Eddie. Where did all this skill come from, dude?
Yeah, well, listen, as a kid, art was something I always connected with. Art was my identity, like really early on in life. I certainly don't know what I'd be without art in my life. And so really not only carried me through, those adolescent years and years you don't even know who you are, but certainly as time went on and think, okay, I need to have a career, I want to do with something I like doing. So graffiti was my very first exposure to art. I remember I had a step-in who lived down on the Lower East Side, and I spent summers with her. And at this point, I may be like 11 or 12. And that's the first time I saw the first train that came up, bombed and everything. And I got to tell you, to this day, I could still remember how it looks like. I can't remember the details, but I remember certainly the feeling that it gave me. And that kind of took me off. It's like, okay, this is going to be part of my identity. And so with that in my background, and then really blessed enough to be able to make a living out of it, like in an art director kind of, way. It's a blessing. And by far, I've managed thousands of projects, but this one is definitely the toughest, no doubt.
Yeah. So you went on to use art as your 9 to 5, so to speak.
Correct.
You were able to do that. That's awesome, dude. Where did you go to school? What was that like? Like you fell in love with art. Did you go to art school? Did you graduate from an art college? Like what?
No, I did like a 2-year school. It doesn't even really exist anymore. But it was great because it really taught me the basics of everything. But I certainly remember the first time that I learned computer art. Once I hit computer art, then that was it. I was addicted to it, But thankfully, I also knew that this is the way that I could release, release my energy, and it's the way I release my stress. So getting into storytelling was another extension of that, of ways that I can express myself, and particularly how I grew up.
Ed, 2-year program, is it Gibbs?
Which one?
Gibbs? Or no?
No. Oh, no. It's actually a place called Connecticut Institute of Art. It's in Greenwich, Connecticut. It doesn't exist anymore. It's like a Mexican restaurant.
Trying to give me a traumatic moment.
There you go.
Because we used that when I first met Sam. You were going to Gibbs, right? Weren't you going to Gibbs? Yeah, and that was in the city. So when you and it doesn't exist anymore.
It doesn't exist anymore. Yeah, yes, and we use Gibbs as our office.
Wow,
we were using their printers, computers. We had our meetings there, the Crazy Comics meetings. It was awesome.
It was awesome, dude. It was a good
well, that
time.
was my first question, as a matter of fact. So you're gonna have to answer this one. How did you guys meet? And I want to know, can you remember what the conversation was like?
I remember.
Sam tells the story.
I'll tell it. So I remember.
You tell it.
It was at the School of Visual Arts. We were taking continuing education courses.
Okay.
And we're taking life drawing. So we're there, and they got a nude model, male. And I'm like, I don't want to draw this guy. I don't want to draw this guy, right? And of course they got, it was like, and they got a guy who has 3 legs. And I'm not drawing the third one, right? So I'm like, so I turned, right? And so I look at George, and we start talking to each other. And he had a hip hop ash can comic book of a duck, a hip hop duck. We started talking, and I was like, hey, I do comics. I have Crazy Comics. I'm doing my independent lead published book, and that's how it started. And we met because we both didn't want to look at the guy, so we looked at each other and we just started talking. So that's how it happened.
Holy cow, man! What a story!
I forgot it was the hip hop duck that I had. That's right. Freaking duck obsessions, bro.
Yeah. All right, so I'm envisioning now. You guys met, and there's a naked man in front of you. Okay, so now I got the vision now. Okay.
Yeah.
What's wrong with that?
That's what you got out of the story, Ed.
No, the funny part was the instructor was annoyed with me because we're supposed to draw everything, and he goes, "Wait," he goes, "You're missing." I said, "No, there's not enough room for him and it." I said, "I chose one."
Let's go to some of the comments, Sam.
I was like, "What is this? I didn't sign up for this."
Carrie, Casey the Sledge. You see it up there?
Yeah, does he? What?
So he said, this year I managed to plunge into all kinds of opportunities for indie creative camaraderie, and this show is a big part of that. Thanks, Carrie. Appreciate you, man. I wanted to be a graffiti writer. My mother refused to get me the spray paint when she realized what we were up to. That's awesome. We finally got the origin story. Yeah,
yes,
fun fact.
That's right.
I worked at SVA. Get out of here.
Look at that.
A fun fact. Wow. A bromance at first sight. Some crazy stuff happens at live drawing classes. I used to run one. I've got stories. We're gonna have to have Lou on the show just for the stories.
Yeah. Just for the stories, yes.
For real.
So that's how we met.
But do you guys see the energy there from the audience and the crew? And there's a lot of people, I think some people don't have a way of expressing themselves. I think you have a lot more of my story, a lot of other people's stories of how you get us through the day. I mean, even the mundane things and how we live through you. Certainly live through your videos, Sam, So, give yourselves a moment to really, not only be grateful for the position that you're in, but certainly acknowledge that people really, in a sense, rely on you guys to a certain extent. I'm not exaggerating. So I appreciate it. And I'm telling you that firsthand.
No, and we appreciate that, dude. But to be honest with you guys, man, like the chat going in and talking, that's what gets us going too. You know what I mean? Like we appreciate that. Like it's all a circle. I know. I saw that one for Gil. Together. That's the headline.
So at the end of the day, listen, we are family, boy.
We are family.
I got all my sisters in me. Pum, pum, pum,
Three.
Three. We'll count that.
2 more. I'm almost done.
You're almost there, bro. You're almost there, dude. You're almost there. Yeah. So you did manage to use your art to make a living, Ed, which is awesome because a lot of us wish we did that as well. But so where did the comic book idea come from? Because you started. I know you mentioned that it was you wrote it down. When did you decide? I got to do this as a comic.
Well, every year I start off with a project that I've never done before. So I'll start a project in January, and it's foreign. I've never done it before, and I take a whole year to get this project done. So one year I decided that I'm going to take all of my artwork and make it into digital graffiti work. And I'm going to open an Instagram account. Never did that before. So I'm going to start off with taking my sketches, and at the end of the year, my metric, my barometer is going to be to have 1,000 organic followers on Instagram. Okay, nice. And so I've never done anything, never had an Instagram account, And as I'm going through it, gosh, I build a community, and I see other people, and I meet all these people that are so inspirational. And at the end of the year, I had well over 1,000. So boy, I did it, And during that, I always had a story that I always had in mind. And it was this story. It was about a robot that crash lands in the South Bronx. I think a lot of it as a kid, I kind of remember, and who knows, I may need therapy for this, but I would always look at things, and I would always imagine, like, if there was an alien next to me and I had to explain them the world, how would I explain it to them? Like if they see people driving to work, well, I would break it down to simplistics. Well, these people are going to work, and you go, well, why are they working? Well, they need to support their families. And well, what do they do at work? Well, they make money. So when you break things down like that, you can really see things at its essence, for what it is. And so that's what the story of the robot is, about a robot landing. And in that case, I finished the first year of Instagram. I said, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and create a movie script. That's my next plan. So started in January, and the thing I needed to hold in my hand was the script. If I can do that in December, mission accomplished.
Nice.
Now I knew nothing about writing a movie, so I hit YouTube, hit books. Like one of my favorites is Save the Cat, which teaches you about story arc, and it teaches you about 3-act structure. And lo and behold, I started getting this story together, and by the end of the year, there it goes. I had a thick movie script, And then now this is where the comic comes in. At this point, it's okay, what can I do with it? You can certainly make a movie, you could certainly make an animation, but I said, this really lends well to a comic book, especially if you break up the sequences into 4 sections. So when I did that, I think that's where it took off. I started sketching it, which you saw a lot in my Instagram account, and I actually shared some of it with you, George, some of the animated things that I sketched, and that's when it got really excited. I knew at that stage that I'm not a sequential artist, so I need to hire some sequential artists, and that's where the second phase began, which began in January. Which is I found a team, and the goal is to have what I have in my hand now, guys. I just got the sample.
Oh, here it is. Wow! Proof. Now get out of here! You got the proof.
Yes, I got the proof, and I can't say world premiere because I did it on Ralph's show, so this will be just as good, all right?
It's okay.
So, no bueno? No bueno?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, here you go. Dun, 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 dun,
wow, dude.
Look at that.
Dude,
yeah, I got to tell you, man.
That's the cover that I ordered. Yes.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Yeah.
And here, I'm going to change a couple of things, so don't hold me to hear this one, And I've been offering the first 5 pages for free on my website, so a lot of people are probably familiar with this.
Your production value is on fire, bro.
It's insane.
Oh, I appreciate it, Sam. Especially coming from you, appreciate it, man. So and these are the first 5 pages, and here he is. He's in the Bronx. He lands. He's badly damaged and no memory, and this is where he starts picking things up. And you know what? Since this is my favorite show, I'm gonna actually world premiere page 6 for you. You ready? So now he is on. He knows he's in the South Bronx, and then here it comes. Dun, dun, dun. What happens to him next? Well, what happens is, let me get this right. If you notice on the top, he sees a bright light coming through a fence, and he sees his silhouettes, right? And then he zones in on one and says, "Wait a minute, is this another robot? Now I know why I'm here. I'm here to save this dude." But as it pans back, it's not a dude. It's a guy with an afro. So big it looks like a helmet. The computer tells him what he is. It's a DJ, and he's used to perform and entertain humans. And here goes the block party, and then hit it. And what's the name of the song? Oops. Sorry about my skills here. Rock, the planet rock, don't stop. Right? You guys remember that jam, right?
Yeah.
1980, the biggest song in '82. So he hits it and absorbs it. And the rest you got to get on Kickstarter.
I love it, dude.
No, it's so exciting to get it in your hands and to see where I think people are really going to experience it well for what it is. He's a robot again. Crash lands in the South Bronx. If you notice there, the first couple of pages, it looks really like bombs went off and everything. Right. And it's so funny because a couple of people actually wrote me, those that I showed the book way ahead of time, like, Eddie, that's not realistic, dude. A robot can't land in the city and no one noticed. How the heck, that you're making it seem like he's landing in a war zone. Well, this is historical. That's the way the South Bronx was in '82, certain places, and particularly Charlotte Avenue, like 7-8 blocks of pure decimation like that. So it's very historical too,
I used to love. We used to play hide and seek in abandoned buildings, bro.
Wow, that's crazy. Yeah. All right.
That was New York in the 80s. Yeah. I mean, in the late 70s, the Bronx was burning, right? That was the whole thing. The Bronx was burning. And it was, it was around the time the Yankees were winning championships, but the city was burning down. Like it was an insane time.
Yes.
And you mentioned this in another podcast too. The crack epidemic was going on. So there's you incorporate some of those visuals.
Yeah.
They look like, you know what I mean? Like, no, you've done an amazing job with this story, dude. And I wanted to ask you about the screenplay. How many pages did it end up being, the screenplay?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I think like 65 pages, but you got to understand, a lot of it's written in prose and a lot of it is, it's very amateurish. I could share with you one day, but then you might laugh at me. You might lose respect for me. But dude, I think it's about 70 pages close.
Yeah. I mean,
but it really helps with the movie script because it really helps you think about the details, right?
Yes.
So I had to find that in the comic script, I had to really delete a lot of things. And so what was it that I was going to delete? And as you guys know better than me, certainly graphics speak louder than words a lot of times, right? So I didn't have to kind of write everything. So thank goodness for me, I had a great team. Brian Zanzanago, who's also my best friend, he's the editor on it, and he did an excellent job of helping me to kind of condense it down to the comic world,
So when you had to convert that into a comic book script, did you have to go through the whole process again of finding things on YouTube? How do you convert this?
Correct. Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Because it's a different beast, right? It's a different beast between a movie script and a comic script, Yeah. But it was certainly well worth it, man. Again, a lot of respect to not only you guys, but anyone that has done it before. Yeah. I've managed thousands of art projects, and collaborated with all different people. I've never dealt with a beast like this. I mean, not only in terms of what you're trying to show visually and how you're trying to connect people, but even just the page, the simple thing about being page turner. What is that final panel that's going to turn you over to the other page? I kind of slept on that. I didn't think it was going to be. I thought it was going to be easy, boy. No, it's far from it, man.
Did you grow up reading comics, Eddie, or was that something?
I was more of an admirer of the art of the comics. I remember with my best friend, we would collect comics, and I have great comics. I mean, like the Wolverine one, the X-Men. I'm talking like from back in the day. So I'm gonna have to curse out my mother for that, for getting rid of those. But and I noticed I really did it for the artwork. But then there was a comic book called Rom. I don't know if you remember it.
Yeah,
Rom.
I have those comics.
Yes. And I started reading it. It's like, oh man, these are amazing. So that
the artwork's
changed everything.
Legit. Yeah.
Yes. Yep. Yeah. And the story's even better. I think Bill Matlow is the writer. And so that kind of changed everything. Yeah.
Damn, dude. Yeah.
But the influences are not only from that, but more so like growing up. I mean, I grew up in a great time when Star Wars first came out. And certainly the influences like that are certainly in here. And my book is really influences too by it's called I like to call it a mashup of Wild Robot meets the Warriors. I don't know if you remember the Warriors.
Warriors.
Yes, there you go. Is that a song?
No.
That didn't count. All right. So yeah, it's a good mixture of that. It's a good mixture of that,
Yeah. No. Well, okay. So let me ask you this, Eddie. So I know you have the mix as far as the art work goes, because your team is, I believe you mentioned it, from Brazil.
Right.
Yep. Now, how challenging was explaining to them what that era looked like, what New York looked in that era? How challenging was that?
Yeah, I mean, thank goodness for Google, right? Thank goodness for looking at references and stuff like that. It's that really made things easy. And also too, in that animated short that I created that I showed you, George, a lot of the angles that I took, not only through photograph and actually rendering myself, but also a lot of pictures I got from the Bronx and everything like that. So they were very schooled on that this needed to have a certain look and a certain feel. And just like the Warriors, there's going to be four issues. And just like the Warriors, it all takes place in one night.
That's
so
awesome.
All of this has got to be, so that's why color and lighting was super sensitive on this. It had to have the right, because as time goes on, some like the Warriors, as the crescendo of the story happens, it deals a lot with sun coming up, and so it's amazing. It's gonna be cool.
Yeah, I mean the use of color in this book is beautiful. I mean, you've captured the mood, and it's every page just complements the previous page. So kudos to you. I mean, that's when I told you the production value. I mean, because you sent me the preview pages, I was like, man, I said I gotta go back to the drawing board. This guy's making me work.
Yeah, that's I appreciate that, man. Well, that is G. Sabino, the colorist, and I remember when we first talked. I told him, really think about when you look at light and darkness, in particular when you look at colors and how darkness affects colors in both a negative and a positive way. because I definitely want this vibe to be, and also a lot of the story is about light and dark, good and evil, making choices. This is about, programming. I made him land on this in the Bronx for a reason with blank programming, because I wanted us to explore ourselves. Like, I always say to myself, if you think about the first influences when you first grew up, your parents are the ones that kind of showed you what the world was, right? You looked at it through their lens, right? Then as you got older, then the media actually showed you what this world was. But there has to come a time where you have to define it yourself, where you have to say, okay, maybe my mother wasn't right about what she said about this group of people.
Because now you're making your own,
correct. And you have to come on. And that's exactly what happens to Zed. He experiences these things, he's got a little CPU computer on him. And for example, his first look at a human is actually of a person, unfortunately, who's addicted to drugs. And he sees them in a phone booth. And so the computer overlays on him. The computer tells him this is a human. They are the masters of this race. They are creative creatures. They're the dominant species. And then he looks and goes, wow, that. And then all of a sudden a guy comes in, they have like a drug deal. And so the computer goes on the money, and it goes, on the currency, it goes, this is what humans use for trading goods, And then it focuses on the crack valve and goes, this is what humans use to get to another state. It causes crime, causes all these negative things. And so Zed steps back and goes, oh my gosh, how can one human do that to another human? So I wanted to play with that. What happens with, blank programming, and in turn, what happens with us? Hopefully we can question why it is that we believe.
I like this.
The motherboard. There you go, Lufan.
I like that. Excellent. Yeah. No, that's interesting, dude. Now, did you, obviously you said you wrote it back in January, you wrote the script itself. As far as research for this stuff, I guess it's just life, right? Like just you growing up.
Sure.
How much of you is in Zed?
Yeah, everything means Zed. So he lands and he's got, he's barely got any sight, he barely got any audio, he's badly damaged. And the things that heal him are, for example, that block party that he'll witness, and that block party will heal his ears and it'll give him superpowers. Nice. Graffiti healed his eyes, because now you'll see scenes where Graffiti actually fixes him, and now he has like supervision. And then there'll be some other things of hip hop culture that also with me, help me, like even just fashion. I mean, to this day, guys, if I put on a pair of Adidas. And here comes song number 4. When I put a pair of Adidas, there you go. 4. One more and I'll do it. One more and I'll do it.
And here it comes.
I was like, what? Here comes. I can't help it. So even to today, I'll wear a pair of Adidas, and it just invigorates me and makes me stronger. I'm not exaggerating, man.
Shell tops.
Many things in life.
Shell tops,
of course. Fat laces too. I don't care what people think of me as I walk down the street. No shame in my game, man. No shame in my game, But but how many things in life can give you that? I remember once my mother always told me, I knew I was getting old when I knew I couldn't wear a miniskirt anime. I know with me, I don't think I'll ever be old enough to wear a pair of shell top Adidas and still get that feeling. So that's just me.
No, man. And you had a cool moment at New York Comic Con, because you met.
Oh yes, I met DMC. Yes, I'm at DNC of Run DMC, as you guys probably saw on my socials, and boy, that was what an experience meeting him. It was great because we had a lot of time to talk, and so I actually showed him the first 5 pages, and then I actually had a preview it on my phone, and he was looking through it, and he turned to me and he says, it really gave me shivers. He goes, what you're doing is very important. What you're doing very important in terms of how you're viewing hip hop and how you're showing other people what hip hop's done, because at the end of the day, it's influenced everything. I mean, even in country songs, they're rapping now, influence, fashion, and include, everything from movies. And so certainly grateful that he gave me that endorsement,
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen them literally at the Coliseum in Jamaica, Queens, because that's
wow.
Yeah, and that means you went to the Coliseum if you wanted your gold fronts, you wanted your gazelles, your shell tops, you went to the Coliseum, and that's where all of the rappers were.
Okay, wow, nice, man. All right. Well, tell me, Sam, this leads to my other question. Okay, what is it that you miss about New York the most?
The people.
Wow.
So for me, outside of the nostalgic stuff, like I'm a softie when it comes to the holidays and Christmas. So I love Christmas in New York. I love Central Park and ice skating. I love Fifth Avenue, looking at the windows because they do all these beautiful displays, Rockefeller Center, and then Broadway. during Christmas, going to a Broadway show, going to Junior's and getting the famous cheesecake, going to our old hangout spot we used to go meet at Pronto's. So I just meet the camaraderie with the guys and really the people, but that's some of those nostalgic things I miss.
That's cool, man.
Yeah.
All right. But you think so? And then here goes the final question for you, Sam. If you can share it, how do you end up from New York to Texas, where you are now?
New York was
something
tripping.
I've always wondered.
Yeah, okay. New York started tripping with COVID, right? So it started acting up. The company I worked for went the company I worked for went belly up. They went bankrupt, and my wife was in the movie industry, and that shut down during COVID. Okay. And and I was like, you know what? Her family's out here. I was like, you know what? You spent most of your life with me. Let's just go. And so cool. I sold the house, got a house out here, took a year off to get settled. But that was the reason why. It was just, when they started talking about the passports to navigate in New York, and it was making it mandatory to do vaccine. Everything was like being put on you. And I was like, nah, I'm out. I said, you guys can fall for this junk. I'm gone. And so I just left. And I spent I spent my whole life in New York, but I was done with it.
Yeah, of course. Were you born in Queens?
I was born in Brooklyn, raised in Queens. But all my friends were in every borough. So, I mean, I spent time in the Bronx, in Brooklyn, and Queens, in New York.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And George was born in Ecuador. And when you came here, you were in Yonkers at that point when you first came to the States?
Actually, I went to Jamaica, Queens.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Wow. So we lived there for a little bit.
Where?
And then I went to Yonkers.
Where in Jamaica?
Well, no, I'm Jamaica, Queens. Jamaica Avenue. I was part
of
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, nice. Where? I was on 186 at Jamaica Avenue.
Nah,
it was Hollis, Queens.
Yeah, you were in Hollis. I wasn't in Hollis. But and then like a year later, maybe 2 years later, we moved to Yonkers, and I've been in Yonkers ever since, pretty much. Yeah.
So
you're upstate. I mean, not upstate. People call it
Westchester. Yeah, I'm in Westchester. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Westchester, up towards the Bear Mountain area. That's kind of far.
Those are people that think they're from New York, but they're really not from New York.
There you go. Exactly. They're just suburbanites.
Stop. That is false. That is false.
It's those people.
That is New York. That is New York.
You're from the place that called called pizza when we just call it. Give me a slice. A slice. Give me a pie. We call it a pie. You guys, can I get a pizza?
See, that's the attitude that makes New Yorkers from downstate seem like jerks. You know what I mean? Like, because New York is a
pizza
state. Like, we are right there, dude. Like, we are right there. This guy.
Well, I love New York, man. I just want to wake up in the city that never sleeps. I want to wake up in the city that never sleeps. And find that
start spreading the news.
Fine, we did it. All right. I can go now.
There you go.
Oh man.
No, but I love New York, man. And the reason I ask you, Sam, is because certainly I don't think you can take the New Yorker out of people. And I'm sure probably in your experience, but I don't know if and I wonder if you notice the contrast, like when you're at Buc-ee's, for example.
They do. I'm a tourist.
There you go. So is there any instance you can kind of remember where you say to yourself, man, I'm a New Yorker still, man. I'm in Texas.
All the time. Because people would trip out here. So I think it's all the time, because I think what people get overly sensitive about in New York, we just rub it off, just whatever. You know what I mean? Because we see everything and we experience everything. So we're like, and everyone's panicking over here for crazy, stupid stuff. Like, it is what it is, right? And I think that's and I stand out. Like, the moment people hear me talk, they go, "Oh, he's a foreigner. He's a tourist. He's a tourist.
He's not from right here.
He's not from right here. You talk funny." Oh, damn! You got me.
They'll flat out tell you, man.
For real.
They'll flat out tell you.
Forget about it. Forget about it. Yo, Dan Barlow has a question for you, Eddie. What is your favorite old school hip hop?
Wow, man, there are so many. Holy cow, man. I mean, you can go way back. I mean, I wouldn't say old school, but like Public Enemy, Fear of a Black Planet, one of my favorite albums. Certainly De La Soul. But probably my favorite album is by Tribe Called Quest. There you go, Tribe Called Quest.
See, I like Low End Theory.
Low End Theory.
Remember Smith and Wesson?
Yeah, y'all Smith and yeah. Yep.
Oh,
yeah,
man. That was like our neighborhood theme song, bro.
Yeah.
These guys were legit.
But you know, one of my favorite albums of all time, and I'm gonna show it to you guys because it's worth showing you, man. It's this one right here, man.
Oh,
it is the joint, man. I gotta tell you,
he actually has it.
And I gotta tell you, man, it's what made me an admirer of Little Butts, man. Little Butts because of this album, man. After that,
I didn't like Little Butts until I got
all
this.
the way, you know. So, and then look how different Sam looks back in the day. Look, he actually looks like Lenny Kravitz a little bit. Lenny Kravitz a little bit. I don't know how that. Now, I got this on Canal Street for $5, but you know, then when I turned it around, man, it was like this, you know. And then I was like, okay, well, maybe that's not Sam, you know. But yeah, there you go.
Wow.
There you go. So, you're an inspiration, Sam. You're an inspiration, brother. There you
Thank
go.
you.
A blast from the past.
You know what's funny? There's a group of people in Texas that found it. And found out. In fact, they were like digging into crates, finding. And Little Butts is a song that everyone talks about. It's
yes,
like,
Little Butts is it, man.
Oh, that's awesome.
That is hilarious.
Inspiring, partner. The Little Butts album. There you go.
The Little Butts album. Great segue, Dan. Great question. That was a nice setup for that.
There you go.
That wasn't even planned. That wasn't even planned.
Oh my God.
Carrie said, oh no, Lupin said she's seen Public Enemy and they were cool. Carrie said, I fell victim to COVID layoffs. Was anyone on Electric Avenue? No, I wasn't. I saw Rakim's show at Chappelle's Club with 150 people. Nice. Forget about it. Imagine how I'm perceived in Texas. Oh, that's funny, man. That is funny. Dude, what a night. What a freaking night, man.
Again, I've been waiting for this night for a long time, George, really. In all seriousness, I really appreciate your inspiration. You know, I would not be where I am, or certainly as far as I am if it wasn't for you, dude. So I appreciate it.
Man. Listen, you've done all the hard work, dude. You've done all the hard work, and it's paying off. It's paying off, bro. It's paying off. How excited? I mean, it's 2 weeks left of this thing. I mean, how have your days been, bro? Just watching this thing kind of like grow and grow and grow. Have you?
Well, I mean, listen.
What's your state of mind right now?
Well, you know, what's helping me is the community, man. Again, the community is just amazing, man. Lori Calcaterra, Ralph right here on this show. I mean, you, George. I mean, people that, you know, tell me not to jump off bridges, not to look at it every day. You know, Lori is very instrumental in helping me set up my Kickstarter. I mean, people didn't have to do this, you know. And it's interesting because, you know, you don't find that in today's society. Everything's so competitive, man, and people don't know. But and I've been really contemplating all these podcast shows I'm going on and talking to people, and I finally figured out why it works. And I think it's very simple. I think it's very primal for all of us to have a story to tell. In some cases, it could be a movie. Some cases, it could be a poem. It could be a lyric even, you know. But I think in everyone's case that I've met, they have a story to tell, and they're not going to let anyone stop them from telling their story. And not only is that such a loving, caring thing, but they want to make sure that everyone around the community is doing the same. And that's very rare. And you guys are probably so close to it, you may not realize it, but that's something to be grateful for, because the world is, if you look around you, man, the world doesn't operate like that. So, so I want to do the same. So, you know, I help with the Palm Brothers cover, for example. You know, I help
that was awesome,
do the belt and stuff like that, you know, and I help do the covers and stuff. So any way that I can help, man, because I am down with helping people. Because at the end of the day, I don't think there's anything more important than that.
I agree, man. I agree. And Lou made it. Okay, there's 2 weeks left, but why wait 2 weeks to back it?
Yeah, because you get it's frustrating for Kickstarter because you're gonna have the 24-hour backers. They wait for the last 24 hours for some reason. So there's always gonna be that last minute rush at the end. But you're always gonna get those lows. You get those highs and lows. You get some days that are like, oh, I'm on fire. Then you get like a couple of days when nothing's going on. You're like pulling your hair out, like, oh, nobody loves me. Right? You gotta stay focused.
No doubt.
Rap's instrumental in this stuff too, man. He really just loves just promoting stuff. But for you know, for anything. But I gotta say this about you too, Eddie. Like, it's easy to root for you, bro.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, because you're genuine, dude. You're genuine. Even like when you that video, like the voice in the video, it's genuine. This isn't you trying to sell something to anybody. Like you're a genuine guy. You're a great dude, bro, and it shows. And you're not fake. And I think that people can see that, and it helps.
And your version of Duty ended up in the book.
Yes. Oh, let me see. Oh, nice. I didn't know that. Oh man. Oh, that makes me happy, man. That is dope. The duty joint.
So funny story, right? So obviously, Eddie, you've been doing a lot of work for us, and you didn't have to do that piece, and you didn't have to do the piece for Wonder Duck, right? But you did. So I printed it out on the hoodie, right? The piece that he did. Yeah. And I was like, let me send it out over to Ed, and let me surprise him with it, right? Dude, I sent it out to him.
Appreciate that, man.
Yeah,
Thanks,
for sure.
Thank you.
I sent it out to Eddie, bro. I put the wrong address, and it ended up in somebody. So I hit up Eddie. I'm like, Ed, have you gotten anything in the mail, bro? Like, he's like, no, but I'll check. And I was like, he says, no, I haven't got anything. What address did you send it to? Yo, I missed his address. I added a word to his city. I don't want to say where you live at. I don't want people coming to get you. But I missed it by I added a word to his city, and it went to 3 hours away versus 45 minutes away from where I am. And so
someone's wearing it right now, cultivating their crops or something.
No,
you know,
but you know what? But this is when this restored faith in humans for me. The person reached out to me and said, "Hey, you sent a package to me by mistake. I don't think you meant to send it to me. Are you so and so?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "I'm sending it back to you." And I was like, "Wow, that's dope." Haven't received it yet, but the fact that they hit me up and said that they would, help me, help me start facing people for me. So I'll let you know when that.
I told you put glasses on, bro. Look at George. He's trying to be young. Yeah, put the glasses on. Eddie's rocking his, bro.
Yo, bro, no, listen. No, but the thing is, this is how you know you're getting old. I can see you now. I got readers. These are readers.
Can see it coming in the air tonight.
We got a 6. We got a number 6. Encore.
No guest will get more than 6. I promise you that, man. No guest will get more than 6, man. Even though if I get on again, if you guys let me get back on again, I'll break 6.
Oh, baby, this is homecoming, bro. Mi casa, su casa.
Hell yeah, dude.
Appreciate
you got 4 issues. You got at least 4 appearances on this show.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, that's guaranteed.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Bro. That is guaranteed.
And you're an artist. So, I'm trying to make time for the new year because I want to do live streams with you, with Lou Pons, with there's a bunch of people where we just draw and talk. I'm working on it for FY25 for the new year. I'm talking business. FY fiscal year 25.
FY 25 for first quarter. So we're gonna So good.
So Sam, last question
is the thought that counts, Lucy.
So Sam, last question for you. Does your wife like your voice?
Does my wife?
Does she like
Strangers in the night? So my wife will say, if you're gonna sing, make sure you sing. Don't just play. And I'm like, so that's just like so. On occasion, she'll ask me to sing.
For real?
So she's gonna play. Yeah, so she'll ask me to sing, and there's specific songs that she loves me to sing. But
you're not singing for real now, then? I thought this.
I'm having fun.
She wants him to sit down and serenade her. This guy teasing her with quick little.
So that's how I broke into the music business. It was as a club music. I was doing club music,
like freestyle.
And I started doing. There was a song called "Pump It," and so I was in the studio. Rehearsing because I was getting ready to record a song, and a producer's like, when I would test the mic, I would rap, I would freestyle. Then this producer next to he goes, "Hey, why are you wasting your time with club music? It's gonna go out. It's a fad. Hip hop is what's growing. Why don't you do that?" He goes, "Yo, I love to produce you." And that's how I switched over and I started working on my rap album.
Carrie said, "Pump up the jam."
There goes that. He was close.
He can't help it, dude. He can't help it. The head starts bopping and it's over. It's a wrap.
All right,
but that's how it happened. It was just by chance. It was at the Greco studio in Flushing, Queens. And I met Angelo Fucas, who had Concrete Records, and he's like, "Hey, you want to do this?" And then so he produced some beats, and he's like, "Hey, you want to?" And so I just went home, wrote some songs to it, and that's where those songs came from.
Yeah, man. All right.
Yeah. So Ed, when did you get this album? where did you get this? You grew like with the PA? Like, yeah.
Well, let's see. Well, actually, I think it's Lenny Kravitz.
I think he downloaded the image.
Canal Street. I don't know what the heck does that say there.
What's that say?
No, actually, I did a color print. You know, just joking. You got some laughter, man. You know, I can't find it in the bins for some reason.
That photo was taken at Jamaica High School.
Oh wow! Okay,
in Queens,
Jamaica High School.
Jamaica, professional photographer the photographer worked for Playboy, Playgirl division, and he was a photographer for them. So he was a professional photographer, and that was there at Jamaica High School.
Now, who did the effect? Like it looks like it's got like an effect on
that.
Like
they did after I was gone. So it was actually one day next week I'll post the photo. I gotta find it. The original photo was just me, no effects, none of that stuff behind the fence. These guys they decided to reproduce this. I think they just released this 2 years ago.
They're still making money off your album.
They're still making money off.
What the hell's going on, dude? What the hell? The industry's crooked, dog. When is them going to sign the album? That's a good question. That's a good question right there. That is the question, man.
Maybe next week I'll play a video of I performed at the Marquee in New York.
Listen, we all love seeing that, man. That's just great, man. No, it's inspiring. I know we joke around a lot, but it's just inspiring that you had, the balls actually to do it. A lot of people say they're going to do it. You did it, man. Yeah. And how old were you at that point?
I was 18.
18. Oh man, get holding, man. 18. Oh my god.
Young buck. He was a young buck.
Man. It was sold out. It was 2 floors. It had a balcony level, the Grand Marquee in New York. And Billboard Records was there. It was awesome. Wow.
Lou was pretty hilarious. It's hilarious.
That's for the ball back.
Sam asking for his ball back. Yo, y'all see my ball?
The handball court.
Where's my ball?
Yo, get my ball back. That's awesome. She got jokes. Britain's got jokes.
Oh, snap. That is hilarious.
Well, thanks for serenading us, man. We appreciate it. Even though I remember someone reading in the comments saying, Sam, because of your voice, did your mother drop you on your throat when you were a little kid?
Damn.
I don't know who said that. But,
I never saw
Savage.
I don't know who said that.
Julijah.
Eddie, listen, let me ask you a question, dude. Yeah. So the book is obviously done, right? It's finished. You got a proof of it. Have you started on issue number 2? How far along are you on the next issue? What's going on with the production?
Yeah, my guys are waiting. There's a couple of things I'm going to do outside the Kickstarter world. One, I'm actually having some pretty, significant meetings with people that may want to sponsor it. If it goes that route, then, I don't know where it takes off from there. One in particular is with hip hop, because it's really hip hop centric, hip hop focused, and it really lends well to what a lot of people are trying to do with hip hop museums and things like that. So we're going to take it to that stage. There's nothing like holding it in your hands, and that's one thing that I know.
That's a great print, dude. Holy snap.
I could market this all the time, as you guys see, like on Instagram stuff. But when you hold this like this, it is, it's a big deal. And the way the colors go and everything like that. So it's going to start another thing from that. At the end of the day, I just want as many people to to really read and relate to the story as I can. Really, it's not a money thing. As you guys have taught me, if you're in this for the money, you're in the wrong business. It's really to take out the story, and then money does come eventually. When it does come, and that's fine too. But I'm blessed enough I have a day job that I don't have to certainly rely on this. But I certainly love the reactions I'm getting, man. People are digging it. Those that have already read the first issue, man, it's very exciting. So we'll see. Wish me luck. Hopefully that Kickstarter can get generated. The Kickstarter doesn't come through.
You'll make it. I mean, you got 2 more weeks to go. I was watching you earlier today. You were at 44, then you jumped to 45 backers. So I mean, guys, if you're watching this on IG or Facebook or YouTube, head over to Kickstarter End of Zed. The link is in the chat. It's also in the summary. Check it out, man. It's fire. It is legit.
You're up to 45 backers. So man. It's gonna happen, man. 15 days to go. You're gonna make
one of the last reward tiers is I'm offering the tier, the highest one, which is $250. I'll actually do a tag for you and I'll put it on one of the subways. And I got one person that says that they're gonna want to do it. So they gotta buck up though. I have to put the squeeze on them and try to see if we can get it on. Because I think that'll certainly help.
Yeah, no, I love that tier, dude. I love that tier. Yeah. So you're gonna design, you're gonna do the whole thing. You're gonna go back to old school and do that.
Yeah,
are you gonna do it in the black book? Are you doing it in the black book?
Well, no. It's gonna be. I'll probably do digital because it pops. Kind of like the one that's behind me, for example.
That's nice.
When it's in vector format, I think it really pops well on the page. And I remember that because it was a while, because really trying to figure out with the artists and kind of trying to get everything together, that I was really away for like about a couple of months of not drawing or doing anything, and you guys helped me start it. So you let me start getting my juices flowing. And that's how I did Duty first, and then I did the Pose, and then I did the Wonder Duck, man. And I said, I'm getting this, man. I'm starting to get the juices back,
There you go,
and I really missed it, man. I really missed it. And that's why I took it to another level, because I just didn't, at first it wasn't like that, but then we started adding flares and different colors. So I was really pleased with how it came out, and more important, I was pleased how you guys reacted to it, man. You guys showed it on the show. I remember that the day, I think I gave it to you on a Monday, and on Tuesday, man, you are just like showing it up, man.
I was like, show that love. It was great. It was amazing. You know what I'm looking? I think you need some like Zed plushies, Zed t-shirts, Zed hats. You know what I mean?
Slushies.
Like, slushies.
His slushies.
Yeah.
That's right.
Dude,
well, a lot of thought went behind the character design, George. Thanks. I appreciate that, man. He had to be, at the end of the day, right, because of his origins and where he comes from, he couldn't come down looking like Voltron or like a Transformer. Right. He needed to look old school, and particularly with his head, you see the little like antenna on top. It kind of gives a little hint that he's kind of been here. And oh man, I can't wait. Hopefully, we can get to those issues where you actually find out, his exactly how he was made and why he's here. But a lot went into the character design, even the aesthetic of him. He's got like a big head and a small body, because I wanted in the story, I wanted the reader to empathize with him because he's lost, and you could see him, right? You could see him lost, and I wanted the reader to really feel that what it was like, the primal thing of feeling lost.
Cartoon for sure, dude. Like I can totally see that as a cartoon, dude. I mean, there's so many possibilities with this thing, and listen, I know you're gonna make it. And I know you're going to make 2, and I know you're going to make 3, and I know you're going to make 4. And when you make all those, you can come on the show and we can talk all about it, bro. About it. We'll have Sam singing 6 songs, then 7, then 9. We'll have an album. We'll have an album by the time he's done.
Exactly. You know what? You know what we're going to do? We're going to celebrate at Buc-ee's. How about that, man? That's the 4th one. I'm going to fly down, and because we're going to have to meet, because there's no Buc-ee's around us, right, George?
No Buc-ee's.
No. So, yes. Are there any Cuchi Fritos and Buc-ee's, by the way, Sam?
Fritos?
Cuchi Fritos?
There's no Cuchi Fritos out here, bro.
All right.
There's chicharrones, bro. Chicharron. So I was at a restaurant and they had chicharron. I was like, oh, look at that.
Wow.
It was actually pretty good too.
Well,
wow, excellent.
Yeah.
And you're Puerto Rican heritage, right?
Yeah. I'm from the other Puerto Rico. They call it Brooklyn.
Yeah,
my family's from Ponce.
Ponce, okay, excellent. And George,
Eddie, where you from?
Okay, Ecuador too. Well, I'm not. Okay. I was born here. But my mother is Chilean, and my father was Ecuadorian.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Gotcha. But ties to Italian families too. Yes, my mother's grandmother. My mother's parents were Italian. Father was Italian. Things like that. So a lot of different mixes,
Yeah, dude. So. Chile. Wow. I've never actually met a person from Chile, bro. Like,
wow,
it's kind of insane. Yeah.
I've been to Chile's, but
wow.
That's close. There you go.
What is going on?
Anyway, Eddie, the Wally vibes.
Oh, Wally vibes. Yeah. And then the graphic novel, baby. Yes, right. That's right. Are you now? You did do not a cover, but you did a pinup for the campaign as well, right? Your artwork, your style and stuff like that. That's one of the pinups.
Yeah. One of the I don't have it here, but I did a graffiti cover. So I worked with an artist called Harrow from he's in California, but it actually was originally from Brooklyn, incidentally. And he has this style which is so amazing. It's like so hip hop. So I had him draw the character, and I actually tagged the word and the Z. And it's a dope variant cover, man. I really appreciated that, the way that came out. Yeah. So that's exciting. That's one of the awards. I wanted to keep everything simple. That's one of the things that everyone taught me. Eddie, do the first one, keep it super simple. And that certainly helped me. That was a blessing in disguise, because everything that I tried to kind of keep in line. You know, I think if I would have added more rewards, I think it would have been a lot tougher. You know, so
yeah, dude. Nah, man, for sure, brother. But hey, listen, this has been amazing, dude. Where can people reach you, find you, other than the Kickstarter campaign? And obviously, if you guys haven't done so yet, please pledge to the campaign. Let's get this thing funded. But where can they find you, man, if they want more information about you or if they want to follow you? Tell us your social media, your website.
You know, George, I work hard for the money. I work hard for the money.
And it's so hard for the money. He works hard for the money. So you better treat him right.
Yeah.
Wise guy.
Wise guy, eh?
I feel used.
Definitely been used. It's the twerking. That twerking thing he started with. He was like, right, he's down.
So yeah, no, Kickstarter, please, for now. If you can support anything, man, $1 to anything to kind of get it going. So I would really appreciate that. But yeah, in general, Instagram, there's the End of Zed Instagram. I have my graffiti site, ZNK 238 at Instagram, and then my website, endofzed.com. But all that's going to change once this Kickstarter is over. I'm going to start shifting into other things, but everything you should be able to kind of connect through the website. So
there you go. All right. Well, there you go, guys. Ed, thanks so much for coming on, bro. This has been a blast. We knew it would be. You're welcome back whenever you want, man. I'm telling you, whatever you have, just come on down. And thank you so much for coming, brother.
Yeah, bro.
Thank you. And really, thanks for everything, guys. Really, sincerely appreciate everything. Thank you. And I know your audience and your fans think the same way. And you saw it tonight. So and that's a great position to be in, you know. So,
appreciate you, brother.
Appreciate you, bro.
All right, man. Hey, listen, we'll get together soon, bro.
Yes, we'll do. We'll do.
All right, my man.
Thanks, everyone.
Later.
That's Eddie Lima, bro. End of Zed. What are you waiting for? Just like Lupin said, what are you waiting for? Head over to Kickstarter and make your pledge today. I'm telling you, it's legit, bro. It's legit, bro.
It's legit. Yo, you want to play that thing one more time? Do you have it ready set up?
Yeah. So if you need some convincing, let's play that trailer. Let's play that funky music, white boy.
My name is Eddie Lima, and I'm the creator of End of Zed, a project I've been working on for years. The story follows a robot who crash lands in the Bronx in 1982, severely damaged and with no memory, as he navigates one of the city's most turbulent times, shaped by the rise of the crack epidemic. He also discovers the powerful, positive force of hip-hop.
Where am I? Party people, are we ready? 3, 2, 1.
End of Zed isn't just another comic. It fuses the rebellious energy of New York City with a gripping dystopian narrative. This story delivers visually striking action and powerful themes. If you're into bold, unapologetic storytelling, then the End of Zed is for you. By backing this project, you're not only helping bring Zed's story to life, but you'll gain access to exclusive rewards. I can't wait for all of you to experience Zed's world. Back my project today and become part of this amazing journey.
There it is.
Fuego, bro.
Fuego. Yeah, no joke. That thing, Lou's right. Great show. Thanks, Lou. Appreciate you. Carrie, you're the man. Guys, that was great, man. That was freaking dope.
It's fantastic. Yeah, man.
Yeah. That's the man, bro. That's the man.
It was up. But you know what? That's the stuff. It's like I'm an artist first, right? So it's always the art that attracts me first, and then the story. That's my introduction to anything that's new for me. And I just love everything. What's great about the project is that the creator is so likable.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Yeah. It's like he's so real. He's just authentic. He's just genuine, and it's just I love this. I love what we do, bro. Yeah. I love what we do because we meet, and it finally got this, put the face to the name, so that was pretty dope.
That was dope, man. That was dope. Lupin says she's breakdancing right now. I'm hoping my insurance covers it.
Oh, I gotta see that. You gotta put it on video. You gotta send it to us, boo.
It is. It's meetings like this, it's shows like this that really makes us, want to keep doing this every week, bro.
Yeah,
every week, dude. It's one of those things where like you don't know what the day is like at work or whatever, but on Tuesday nights, man, we're gonna get together, we're gonna talk some shop, and we're gonna talk to a creative, and that's gonna make it worth it. You know what I mean? Like, it is. It's a good time, dude. It's a good time.
It's a great time. And that's it is funny because I was serious when I got the email from Eddie and I opened up I was like page turning, right? He sent the preview pages like, oh, this is freaking amazing.
It's dope, bro.
And I'm always fascinated, by when people really, really master the use of color and lighting, right? So I'm like, wow, that even complements the character and the storyline even more. Like for instance, like Lou, her art style and the way she colors almost looks AI, right?
Yeah,
It's like
yeah,
wow, right? So it's like
awesome.
those are the things that inspire me to want to constantly push myself to get better and better.
No, for sure, dude. For sure. It's like, when you're writing, it's like reading a good story or watching a good
Yeah.
movie or like, you know what I mean? It just makes you want to go do more stuff. And listen, we got to thank everybody who watches us and everybody who follows us and the subscribers and all that other stuff. This is cool, man. This is like hanging out. This is like going out to wherever and hanging out with your friends and having a good time. Lou, you're hilarious. Raph is in the house. Gil's here every week. Like everybody. It's just, Carrie and Dan Price. I mean, you guys are freaking amazing, man. Freaking amazing. Aniba's in the house. All that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
so we're oils.
yeah. It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
But that's why we do it. I think that's why, and I was talking. Who was I talking to? I was talking to somebody at the last convention at Cowtown. It was a comic book fan.
Not AI though.
I'm not AI. Yes, you're all in. That's what I meant by AI. But and we were talking, and when I was talking about the things that we do, he was like, "Where do you get time?" Right? It was like, "Where do you get time?" This is fun.
Yeah.
Because it's like back in the days when I grew up in Jamaica, Queens. We used to hang out on the block on the corner, right? We played handball, then we hang out at night. We'd hang out on the corner and we just talk stories and had our 40 ounces or whatever. And we just talking smack and ranking on each other and talking about the future, right? And adventures and all that stuff, whatever. That's what this show is, right? It's about just camaraderie building, learning about each other, and hopefully the audience out there feels the energy and loves the stories as well, because I know I love listening and learning from everybody that comes on the show.
Yeah. And the Ralph makes a good point. Completely fun for me. It's that conversation across the table at a con. Right.
Yeah.
No, it is. It is, man. It is. And it helps when you have, people who are as passionate as Eddie and we've had Carrie on the show, you know what I'm saying? Who, you can tell that they love what they do.
Yeah.
So big shout out to everybody. Dan's been on the show before. We got to get Lou in here. Raph, you got to come over and talk about some of your stuff. But yeah, dude, this was fun. Who do we have next week? Anybody? What's going on? Do we have a show next week?
Yeah, we do. Calendly.
Let's check out the Calendly for a second, guys. And if you haven't done so yet, hit the like button on this show. Make sure we get those.
Subscribe if you haven't done so already. Hit that button. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. Hit that like button. Let's see. Next week we have Michael Moman.
Okay.
So Michael Moman. Let's see. Michael Moman is Oldsmobiles. My comic is Oldsmobiles with laser guns.
Interesting.
The website is oldsmobilescomic.com.
We're gonna have to check that out.
Yeah. So
join us next week.
Yeah, it's a new
I've never heard of him or met him.
Yeah, because we are booked all the way through December 17th.
Damn.
Yeah. And
well, we're gonna have to move some stuff around. You're not here for one of those.
Oh, yeah, I gotta move one of these. Yes, right. In December week, that first week in December, I gotta move. Elliot, if you're watching, I'm gonna send you an email. I gotta move you. It's not because I want to, it's because I have to. I'm traveling.
Got to.
Yeah. So we have an Elliot Mondry. So I gotta reach out to Elliot. But yeah. So we're booked all the way through. We got a great new guest next week. We get to learn from. Anytime you want me on, I'll be there. Absolutely. I'll send you the link. So again, Cast the Craze podcast, founded in 2005, the first independent comic book podcast in the game. Launched in 2005, and this is episode 569. We've been doing this for a hot minute, and we do it because we want to give voice to the unsung heroes, the independent creators out there. But we can't do it without you. All right. When we grow, the independent community grows. And if with your support by sharing it out with a friend, it doesn't cost you a thing. subscribing. If you're listening to us on any of the audio platforms, head over to YouTube. If you're on Instagram, come over to YouTube, type in Catch the Craze. The link is also in the summary on Instagram. And help us grow, because when we do, the independent community grows, and we need more eyes on all of these talented creators out there. So we appreciate every single one of you. Thank you, everybody, for coming on tonight. Definitely appreciate all of you on Facebook, Instagram, and on YouTube. Truly, truly do appreciate you.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah. And with that said, I am Sam, the crazy man, Vera.
George, the Dreamer Medina.
And we are out.
It's just it's not.
No, I was talking about my friend Aquise. I met him. Say my name, right?
This is what you were thinking? Oh, Lord.
He described me. He said, I'm the...
Catch the Craze. You're listening to Catch the Craze. You're listening to Catch the Craze. To Catch the Craze. You are listening to Catch the Craze. Catch the Craze. You're listening to Catch the Craze.